Hey everyone, and in this video I am going to be discussing the epic game that was the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the LA Chargers. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Alright, let's get to it. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm your host Luca, but before we get started, like I always say guys, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and also hit that like button. And if you don't mind, please share this video with everyone and anyone that you know. Thank you so much for your support. Love you guys, and let's get started. So the game just ended between the LA Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Jaguars won 31-30. Now, before I dive deep into the game itself and give you guys my analysis and give you guys my thoughts on exactly what happened, I would like to first congratulate the LA Chargers for having such a great year. They made the playoff. It was Herbert's first playoff, and he played very well in the game, and he had a good season. And the young man is definitely their franchise quarterback, and he's going to have many years in the future to make it into the playoffs and make deep runs. So again, congratulations to Justin Herbert and congratulations to the LA Chargers. Now, the game that was between these two opponents was again like the game that was earlier between the Seahawks and the 49ers. And I made a video about that, and I'm gonna put the link down below so you guys can go check that video on itself. But the game was again a tale of two halves. I mean, the first half was ridiculous. Trevor Lawrence was the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, threw 4 interceptions in the first quarter. 4. And 3 of them was to Asante Samuel Jr., the cornerback for the LA Chargers. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's unthinkable, you know? 4 interceptions, and LA Chargers didn't disappoint. I mean, when those opportunities were presented to them, they went down the field and scored a touchdown. So the game was 27-0. 27-0 going into the half, almost going to the half. I mean, I think the Jaguars scored a touchdown late in the second quarter before they went to the half. But I mean, it was 27-0 early in the first quarter and late into the second quarter. And as I was sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, "Oh man, this game is getting out of hand. This game is out of hand." Trevor Lawrence is he's jittery, you know. He's a second-year quarterback, so I'm thinking the moment was too much for him. I thought he was rattled. I mean, he was throwing interceptions left and right, and I really thought that, you know, they got to him, they got to his head, they got to his psyche, and rightly so. I mean, the man is second year in the NFL. You know, you don't mature and become poised, you know, second year into the league. You know, it usually takes about 3-4 years before you hit that maturity level. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, they got to him, he's rattled, this game is over, and it's going to be a blowout. But something happened in late in the second quarter. They scored a touchdown. So it was 27-7 going into the half. Now, that touchdown may seem like it was something small, but I really believe in my heart that them scoring that touchdown and seeing at least points in the board, not seeing zeros, because when you see 0 next to your team, that can be a morale kill. So I really believe that when they scored that first touchdown late in the second quarter before going to the half and seeing at least the half 7, I think that can upbuild the team. You know, hey, listen, they're up 27-7. We scored a touchdown. The game is not over yet. We can still come back. And I can see that being a momentum change. Now, if they went into the half with 0, I think the team would have been down. They probably would have, you know, just given up, because it's almost impossible to come back from such a point deficit. But anyway, they scored 7 points. They come into the second half, 27-7, and then they just keep cutting at the league. You know, they played flawless football. Trevor Lawrence did not throw an interception. He played as good as he can, you know, from throwing 4 interceptions to throwing 4 touchdowns. I mean, it was night and day. I mean, the way he was playing was literally night and day. So anyway, they go in the second half and they play flawless football and they play good football. Again, Chargers were not making mistakes. I mean, they were just, you know, playing football, not making mistakes, but the Jaguars were just nipping at their heels, just slowly scoring a touchdown, getting a 3 and out, getting stops here, getting stopped there. It didn't come in one full swoop. It took the whole second half for them to come back. And I really think that the turning point for them And I give kudos to Doug Peterson, their coach. I mean, this man won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, so he has total experience when it comes to the playoffs. So it was late in the fourth quarter. They were down. It was 30 Chargers, 20 Jaguars with 5 minutes left. So they're still down 10 points with 5 minutes to go. So they get the ball to the goal line. They score a touchdown, right? So the score was now 26 to 30. And, you know, they were probably just going to kick a extra point, make it 27-30, and then play for try to play defense and get the ball back and kick the field goal. But what happened, Joey Bosa got upset because a miss called, and he got a penalty. So Doug Peterson decided to say, you know what, I'm not kicking that extra point. I'm going for 2 to make it 28-30. And they went for 2, and they made it. So he was playing for the win. So it was 5 minutes left. The game was 28-30. They kick the ball down to LA Chargers. LA Chargers don't do nothing with it. They get the ball back. They march down the field. Don't need to get a touchdown. Don't kick the field goal and you win the game. They march down the field. 4th and 1. They get a running play. They run the play down and they get close to the close to the LA Chargers end zone. And they kick a field goal and they win the game. I mean, that call, going for 2, knowing that, hey, all you need is a field goal to tie, and if you miss the 2 point, then you'll need a touchdown. I mean, that was, excuse my French, man, but that was ballsy. That call by Doug Peterson was fantastic. I mean, that just showed you he has playoff pedigree. He has that championship pedigree in him. And I could see it oozing into his players. I mean, the first half, they were dead in waters. The second half, they came out and they outplayed the Chargers. From the first tick to the last tick, they outplayed them. Now, Trevor Lawrence, man, I need to speak a little bit about this young man. What he did in that game was short of a miracle. He's a second-year quarterback, so he's still young. Man, he's still a kid, basically, right? First playoffs for the Jacksonville Jaguars in years, so everybody's behind him. You know, the whole city is up in uproar. The stadium was in uproar. Everybody was happy. And he goes out and throws 4 interceptions in 1 quarter. 4 interceptions. I mean, that would rattle even the savviest of veterans. But him being a second year, throwing 4 interceptions, and every time he threw it, you didn't see him put his head down. Of course, he was mad. You know, he was angry that he threw those interceptions. But you don't see any sideline antics. He was poised. You could see it in his eyes. He was not rattled. He just knew he made mistakes, and he knew he can come back from those mistakes. And so, him not being rattled and him coming back from 4 interceptions down to play in the second half and score 4 touchdowns with no mistake, that just shows you the maturity level of this young man. This is their franchise quarterback. This is their guy, and this guy is going to win championships. I mean, I could see it, man. This guy has the build to lead a team to the Super Bowls. I can see him win a couple championships, and you know he's going to win some MVPs. He's going to put up numbers, and he is going to be. I promise you guys. I'm telling you guys. Mark this video. He is going to be a legend. He is going to be one of the top football or quarterbacks in the NFL, in NFL history. And this kid, man, I could see it in him, man. You know, he has the arm strength, he has the talent, he has the IQ, but the most important thing, man, he has that poise. He does not get rattled. He didn't get rattled. Even though he threw 4 interceptions, I could see like this kid was like, you know what? We're not out of this yet. I put us in this and I'm going to put us out, and he put them out. So anyway, guys, that is my thought. That's what I think on the game. It was fantastic. The game for Saturdays were amazing. The Seahawks games and the Niners game, that was a good game. Even though the second half got out of hand, the first half was amazing. This game, all the way through, it was just a good game. It was just a great game. And that is what NFL Wildcard Weekend is about, man. You sit down, you get yourself a little cold drink, and you just watch football. And that's what I'm about to do again today. Today's Sunday, January 15th, 2023, excuse me. And I'm going to watch the Bills versus the Dolphins. Then I'm going to watch the Vikings versus the Giants. Then I'm going to cap it off with the Bengals versus the Ravens. Three games of just absolute bliss. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. As the games are ending, I'm going to give you guys a video and give you guys my thoughts. So again, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for the support. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Baby, you
me wind and rain. You're some kind of